am dragging this morning. So my husband usually is home, and so he usually, like, I don't want to say is responsible for waking me up, but he's responsible. But he had to leave early this morning, and so he was not home, and I forgot to set my alarm. Luckily, Lucy, my Yorkie, she's very adamant about what time she gets breakfast every day. And so she woke me up at 6:50. Thank the heavens, because I, like I said, forgot to set my alarm, and that could have been really disastrous on this beautiful, well, on this gloomy Monday. Trying to get logged on my computer. Apparently it was having some case of the Mondays this morning. I did not want to get logged on. I have a couple meetings today. I have one this morning at 9, and then I have another one at 12:30. So, and also either in between that or after my 12:30 meeting, I have to go run an errand. I have to go to my grandmother's house. I have to drop off something for her. She was gonna come out here today, but I told her that I would just bring it to her. It's supposed to storm this morning. I only like the rainy days whenever I'm, like, not working and laying in bed, and because it just makes me really tired. So yeah, I had a long weekend because I was off a couple days last week. Today, I have to catch up on my emails. Luckily, it is spring break for a lot of my customers, so it's probably going to be a pretty slow week. We'll just see. But I do have to take care of the things that they probably asked me to do on Thursday and Friday, and since I wasn't here, then I didn't get to do it. So, I also have to, so the beginning of the year, I was able to go down to Mexico with my husband and a bunch of other people from my job that were selected to go down as part of our President's Club celebrations. So I did that, and while we were down there, our president of the company, she asked us to draft an email. They made a schedule, and so each of us get to draft an email for the company, and those go out on Friday. So my day, that is actually in a couple weeks. So I have been working on that, so I'm going to work on that today too, so that I can hopefully have something that, you know, is beneficial for people and they're interested to read. So yeah, so let's get the day started. So I have two screens. So if you ever see me, like, look over here, this is like my main screen, but then if you see me look over this way, that is my laptop, and that's where I keep, like, my Microsoft Teams chat, and then I also keep my email over there, and then I work off of this beautiful, huge 32-inch screen. It literally just got, like, pitch black outside. Like, it's 8:23 a.m. and it looks like it's like 7:30 at night. and I can hear my wind chime out on the front porch moving. I can hear it, so that means that the wind is starting to pick up outside. I haven't even checked the weather to see, like, I knew it was supposed to be bad today, but I didn't know, like, it was supposed to be, like, severe weather. Let's just check the weather and see what it says. That looks pretty bad. I'll probably end up closing my window soon, because when if it starts lightning real bad, I don't know if you could hear that, but it just thundered. But I'm gonna get back to work. What the freaking crap happened to all of my passwords? What? That was loud. It was thunder again. I'm just gonna close these blinds. My meeting is supposed to start in about 30 minutes. However, hopefully I have power, because sometimes it goes out. My internet always goes out during bad weather, and I end up having to use my hotspot. So if you're new to my channel and don't know what I do already, I am a client manager for a large corporation. I have about 20 school districts that I manage, and I started working from home in 2020 when the US basically shut down. I have a work cell phone, so you'll see me randomly talking, and it's just basically because I put my customers on speaker so I can use both hands to either type, or if I need to write anything down, it's just easier for me to manage. And since it's just me home with the dogs during the day, I don't have to worry about any distractions or anything that they'll be able to hear if I have the person on speakerphone. So I'm able to put it on speaker and manage the calls better. It is now 9 o'clock, so I'm going to jump on my meeting. I just went and made me some sausage, which I usually don't ever have breakfast, but I'm hungry this morning, so I'm going to snack on that and join my meeting now. So I just finished my meeting. It went over just a few minutes, but we ended up like talking and chatting about some stuff. So it wasn't all business. That's the one good thing I do like about the meetings in the morning, is because I work from home, and so it's hard to have that interaction and that connection with people. So when we have group meetings, it's like a way for us to kind of interact with others. I was going to go ahead and run my errand to my grandmother's house, but I just called her, and she wants me to wait until the weather kind of dies down a little bit. So I'm going to wait until after 1 and go do that. I'm going to get back to checking emails. It is 12:04. My next meeting is at 12:30. I've been answering emails. I finished my draft for the weekly message that I have to send out to the company in a couple weeks, so I'm really excited about that. I talked on leadership, so I'm hoping that it influences others. My dog is in the room. He stays in here with me all the time. FedEx just dropped off a package. They're leaving now, so he'll stop barking soon. So people ask me all the time, how do you manage work from home How do you balance that with your everyday life? It was definitely tricky, like when I first started working from home, because at that time I did not have like an office per se. So like I was just sitting at my kitchen table, and it was kind of frustrating because at the time my mother-in-law also lived with us for health reasons, and so it was really difficult to, because I was kind of in her routine as well. Like when she would want to come in there and eat, I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and so it was kind of difficult at first. But one thing that I can say, if you do work from home, is to make sure that you have an office, some kind of setup. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a room or anything. Like if you have even just like a corner that you can like just put a little small desk at or something, that really helps to like drown out the distractions. It also makes it easier to go from work mode to home mode. I will say that for me, because I can be a workaholic, like if I'm working on something and I want to finish it, I can work until 8 or 9 o'clock at night because I'm at home and I have my computer here and I'm already here. So for that's a downfall to working from home, because you don't really have a break. Like you're always here. So another thing that I recommend that I also fail at doing is taking breaks. So I can get into the zone really quick and just get to working, and then I look down and it's like already 1 o'clock and I haven't even like eaten lunch yet. I haven't taken a break. There's like I haven't had a snack or nothing. Like so I would say I recommend taking breaks for sure, and just go outside, get some fresh air. I mean, I have to take vitamin D3. I have to take that every day because I'm never out in the sun. And so I went to the doctor 2 years ago, and I go every year, but I went 2 years ago and he did just normal blood work. And I had always noticed that like I was like really tired and just drained and stuff, but like I never knew like what was actually the problem. And so I went to him just for like my regular, we have to do it for our insurance. I just went for like my regular checkup, and he ran blood work and he was like, you have very, very low vitamin D levels. So I got put on vitamin D3, and I take 2 gummies every morning. At first I was not very consistent with it, and so I was like, I don't really see a change, but it was because I wasn't consistent with it. And so then I decided to be consistent. When I went last year to the doctor for my follow-up, he was like, your numbers have improved, but they haven't like drastically improved, so I want you to stay on the vitamin D3. So at that moment I was like, okay, I need to like take this serious. I need to actually take the vitamins. So I took them every day, and I can tell you I've seen a completely major difference. I do not consider myself to really have anxiety anymore. I have anxious thoughts. I get anxious about things that I would say are okay to get anxious about. My husband would probably differ on, he would probably say that that's not true, because for him, he does not think that anybody should ever get nervous about anything. He just flows with the flow of traffic. But for me, I always say that, I get nervous about things. I get anxious about stuff. And so there was actually times where I could not stay by myself. Like if he went out of town for work, or if he went hunting or something and I didn't want to go with him, I would like go stay with my grandparents. Like honestly, I would go stay with somebody else, and I would take my dogs with me. And it was really kind of frustrating for myself, because I'm like, why in the world do I not want to stay with myself? When I started taking the vitamin D3 every day, and I noticed a change in my anxiety levels, I can stay by myself. Now, I'm still going to deadbolt the door, but I'm not going to get so anxious that I cannot stay by myself. So for that can be a downfall. I say all that to say that, a downfall to working from home is the fact that it's hard to take breaks and you don't go outside that often, and so you don't get that sunlight that you need to get your vitamin D levels to where they need to be. That can be a challenge. So I have about 15 minutes before my next meeting now. So yeah, I'm going to take a short break and then I will get started on my meeting. Yep, so I just got another meeting thrown on my calendar. So I'm going to jump on that right now. It's a Q&A call, which I don't really have any questions, but I'm interested to hear what other people ask, and maybe I'll learn something. So, and then after that, I'm going to go to my grandmother's house and drop off this gift. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on this call. So I finally got away today and was able to go to my grandmother's and give her the item that she had asked me to make for my aunt, and did that. I wanted to go over there earlier today, but I kept getting meetings piled on my calendar, so I wasn't able to break away to do that. So it was a really nice visit. I went over there. I was just going to drop it off and leave, but I ended up getting to talk to her and my aunt and see what they were doing. They were making these wreaths, and so I got to see how they were making those, and yeah, it was really nice to actually visit, I'm not gonna lie. I came home, I ate dinner. It is now 8:40 and I'm exhausted. I've had a long Monday. Tomorrow is hopefully, I think I only have 2 meetings tomorrow as of now, and then tomorrow night we have my nephew's baseball game at 6 that we're going to go to, so that'll be lots of fun. And I'm also thinking about making a shirt for the game so that I can wear something a little personalized for him, just to make it fun. However, it is now, like I said, it is 8:40 and I'm exhausted, and so I'm going to relax on the sofa and I'm going to watch some TV just to decompress from the day and just relax. If you work from home, if you work in the office, I would love to hear tips and tricks of how you balance your work from home life. So please feel free to share. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one.